The Blair Bears were one of the top programs in all of Class B a year ago. Hi, Sean Callahan with the In-State Tour as we continue our look at the top programs around Nebraska. And we caught up with the Bears here at the In-State Tour as head coach Brian Sokope looks to continue to build. And they've got a great group of players returning here in 2024.
You know, it was a pretty solid season. We started off a little slow, but got things rolling, and we're playing some pretty good football and doing some good things. You know, and obviously we gave Scott everything they had. You know, it came down to a last-second field goal for them to beat us and put ourselves in a situation to potentially make the semis. And we were playing as good a football as we could at the end. Just injuries caught up to us a little bit and stuff like that. You know, we had some receivers out, and obviously the Kepler kid got hurt kind of in the first round of the playoff and didn't play defense much against Scott. And so, you know, just the way the season goes from time to time. You know, sometimes it comes down to the teams that can stay the most healthy throughout the season and stuff like that. But we were very proud of the way the kids competed and performed and the way they were playing football at the end of the season.
And leading the way for Blair will be running back Brock Kepler. He's got 1,651 rushing yards, 269 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns. Then he had 54 tackles and 6.5 tackles for loss, along with 4 forced fumbles. He was an all-state selection a year ago.
Just his overall toughness, balance, and overall quickness, just being able to make something out of anything, make guys miss and stuff like that. I'd say a lot of his yards last year were almost after contact, so he just had a lot of tough runs. You watch his highlight film, and he's just bouncing off guys and just making a lot of tough runs. He had a lot of, you know, those 8 to 15-yard runs where he's just getting extra yards and just continuing to fight, and he's just a tough runner.
It was a great year. A lot of good leaders, a lot of good seniors. We're going to lose those guys. We got to have a kids step up this year, so it was fun though last year.
And Kepler has received some regional FCS and Division I attention.
Quite a bit. Like, I wasn't really talked about that much before I started having some big games, and my name really got into the picture a little bit.
Another name to watch on the line of scrimmage will be Thomas Chico's at 6'2", 220 pounds. Probably projects as a defensive lineman right now.
You know, just his overall skill set as far as an offensive lineman goes, his footwork, his hand placement, just everything that he does for us as a tackle. We were always confident in getting the edge or rolling our quarterback out that way because Thomas did a very good job of always securing the edge, and then he does a good job holding things down on the defensive line as well. He's just a good leader for us as well.
Start of the season, I really wasn't going to start both sides. I was going to be mainly offense, and then we had an injury at the beginning of the season where he couldn't play for a couple weeks, and I just ended up in the starting lineup, and I stayed there for the rest of the season. So.
Then you have in the class of 2026, Blaze Balman came in at just over 5'10" and 180 pounds, projects at several positions, running back, linebacker, edge, kicker, and he'll be a key guy as well for Blair this season.
You know, he's going to be one of those guys that we're going to rely on both sides of the ball. This year as a sophomore, he did a lot of great things for us defensively, led our teams in sacks and tackles for loss, and just really came on the scene for us as the season developed because he kind of battled a little bit of an injury to start the season. Once he got healthy, he really started stepping up and doing a lot of great things for us defensively. But, you know, this year between him and Brock, they're going to help carry the load for us offensively.
I mean, it was a slow start. I had a little bit of a dinged up shoulder to start off after a little Gatorade scrimmage, but I mean the season just kept getting better as I kept getting different opportunities and chances to prove myself and show off a bit. So I mean I started off a little slow, but as the season went on I started on defense and just kept picking it up.
Balman had 41 total tackles and 6 sacks, along with 9 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries a year ago.
Wherever they want me. I mean, I can play on either side of the ball, anywhere on defense, and probably just not O-line on offense. But
reporting here with the Blair Bears at the In-State Tour, I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.